Hello, everybody. Got a quick bonus material for you today. Exiting your timeshares. We've got to talk about this. We hear this question or inquiry, or can you help, all the time. So I just want to run through some of the basics of trying to get rid of your timeshare and the options you have that you want to address first, okay? Because unfortunately, there's a lot of issues out there in this world. So let's start with doing it yourself. You can sell your own timeshare. That not always easy because the market's flooded with people that want out of their timeshares. But if you put a good listing together and a good price together, you've got plenty of places to put your listings and try to get this sold. I've put a few on here. Sell my timeshare now. The Timeshare Users Group, which is a pretty reliable source as well. eBay, Craigslist, Facebook, all that type of stuff. So, a lot of people love the idea of not having to put the huge amount of money down that you find in those wonderful seminars and free gifts to come in and listen to the sales spiels. They want to be able to put a smaller amount of money down and get it from somebody that knows how to use it and can tell them how to use it. So present yourself properly, you might be able to get it sold. That's the first thing you're going to try to do. Certainly, if you recently purchased and you're regretting it day one, act right away. Most states have a rescission period, allowing you to just call and cancel that sale. Okay, so before you try to sell it, if you just bought it, certainly get it canceled. Get the purchase canceled and you're out and done, and rescind that purchase. If you regret rescinding the purchase, you can always go get another free dinner or free whatever they're handing out at that timeshare seminar. Want to make some more money off of it? Well, if you're stuck in it, maybe you're trying to sell it, but it's not selling, and you want to maybe at least make the money for those dues that you have to pay each year, then renting it actually does work. There are lots of ways to rent. The first time I went down to Puerto Penasco, Rocky Point, Mexico, I went to the Mayan Palace and I had rented somebody's timeshare. It's inexpensive for the person to rent in most cases, but not all timeshare ownership positions allow you to rent. So the first thing you're going to do is be sure that you can rent. Then determine the dates and location and all that type of stuff so you can create that listing. Research the pricing, make sure your pricing's in line with other people. And then create that rental agreement, protecting yourself, making sure they understand they're responsible for whatever they do there, and create that time period that they're allowed to stay. Set up the payment method. Venmo and Zelle are great ways to do that. And then list it. You've got some resources here. Red Week, Timeshare User Group, which I brought up earlier. eBay, Facebook, lots of different choices out there. And then once it's rented, make sure you notify the resort that who's coming in your place. Okay, so renting it does work. I've rented one, so please understand that this is a pretty good option, and there's some reliable websites out there to help out with that, as well as the traditional eBay and even your own Facebook page. You can rent it out pretty easily there as well. Just want rid of it. Don't care if somebody pays you for it. You just want somebody to take over the dues that you have to pay. Well, first things first, see if you can find a charity that will take it from you so you can write it off on your taxes and get something from it. If that doesn't work, which it usually doesn't, there's not too many companies that will take timeshares. The next thing to do is call the resort and find out if you can actually do what's called a deed back. Give it back. Some of these timeshare agreements allow you to just arbitrarily say, I'm done with this, and give it back to them. And then if all else fails, pawn it off on your best friend or children or grandchildren. That's how I got to. So you can give it to family or friends or anybody else. If you want to transfer the ownership to somebody else, you're always welcome to do that. And then they take on that responsibility and pay those dues. So one thing I have to cover before we finish up, is this whole industry and process is filled with scam artists. Okay, we got to be careful when we're doing any of this. If we're listing them for sale, if we're listing them for rent, please know that if you're trying to get out of your timeshare, there's people that want your money. Okay. 100% of these scams involve convincing you to pay large upfront fees. And that's why I'm not talking about any of these timeshare exit teams, these timeshare exit companies, is because they all want big amounts of money upfront to get you out of your timeshare. Do everything we talked about above first, okay? Utilize these two websites. These are reputable, good entities for you to use as resources. ResponsibleExit.com and Timeshare User Group, TUG2.net. Both of these are fairly well vetted and good, responsible companies that will help out most timeshare owners in facilitating the exit of these timeshares. So please be careful about these timeshare exit companies, these exiting teams, these lawyers that say we'll get you out. I just literally got contacted today by one of those that is suing one of these timeshare companies for charging more in their dues than what they rent them the facility out for. But of course, this is another sales spiel on why I should pay them to include me in this lawsuit in some way, shape, or form. So please, if you put your name and number out there on a rental or on trying to sell it, just know that there are plenty of scammers out there, plenty of people calling you saying, hey, I know how to get you out of there. Just pay me a fee and I'll take care of it. Okay. Be careful, everybody. These timeshares are great if you use them and it works out for you, but a lot of them turn into something you wish you never did. All right. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Let me know if we can help in any way. Our contact information is all over the place. So let us know if we can help. And if you haven't subscribed, please help us out on these YouTube pages. We need subscribers. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.